Are you Mr. Hernandez? All right, you entered a plea into each one of these cause numbers. In the cause number 2025 CR 011020, according to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There's no application for community supervision. The state is opposed to your deferred adjudication, and this is to run concurrent. All right, off the record, we appear that we're missing some cause numbers for me. So this is running concurrent with 2024 CR 007176. Was that a motion to revoke or something?
7176.
All right, and has that already been taken care of or no?
He entered a plea of true.
And then we have 2025 CR 011020. That's this case.
That's right.
And then 2025 CR 011309A. And okay. All right, I see where we are now.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so we're back on the record. And then in cause number 2025 CR 011311C, according to your plea bargain agreement in that cause, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 12 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. The state is opposed to your application for deferred adjudication. All cases are running concurrently. And then the state is taking in consideration 2025 CR 011310C and 2025 CC 009777. And in the cause number 2025 CR 011309A, according to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 12 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. The state is opposed to your application for deferred adjudication. All cases will run concurrently, and the previously mentioned cases will be taken in consideration. And in both cause number 2025 CR 011309A and 2025 CR 011311C, there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. And each of the cause numbers, have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections to the PSI report from either party?
The only thing we'd like to point out, Judge, is there was some question about whether he had prior gang activity, and he does not. I think they checked that he did, but they did say it was questionable. And he is telling me he has never been in a gang.
And state, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, the court has reviewed the letter from the defendant, which is the court's understanding that the state had no objections. So I've reviewed that letter. Defense, any witnesses?
We do, Judge.
All right, you may call your first witness.
We would call Mr. Hernandez's mother.
Just want to say that.
Well, here's the thing. If you want to say something to me, then I'll have to swear you in, and the state will get a chance to ask you questions. I'm sorry? All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Israel Hernandez.
All right, and before he begins talking, did you want to confer with him a little bit about whether he wants to say something to the court or not?
Yeah, if I could just
Yes.
briefly. Want to do that? Okay. Judge, he'd rather just rely on the letter that he gave the court.
All right. Then let me call this cause number because I see that there were not pleas entered, and it's the motion to revoke. All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 007176. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to show you what's entitled the motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Adrian Isaac Hernandez who was placed on community supervision in 2024 CR 007176 for the offense of evading arrest or detention with a vehicle on August 5th, 2024 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Violation of condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Adrian Isaac Hernandez did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of May of 2025 in violation of conditions of the court.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
When he pleads true to violating probation, he's essentially admitting, yes, I broke the court's trust. And probation is already a second chance. Judges don't take violations lightly, especially when new felony charges are involved. At this
True.
We'll waive it again.
Any objections to the waivers?
No objections.
Did you understand by pleading through the violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 6 years in the prison?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement with regards to that motion?
There's revocation and reduced sentence to 6 years in prison.
All right. And defense, the court will, with regards to that, I'm assuming you want him continued.
Correct, Judge. We'd like it to run all concurrent with what his new offenses are.
All right. And then state, since you're opposed, I'll hear your argument, and then defense, I'll hear your argument for the cases that he's here to be sentenced on, as well as the motion to revoke. I think it'll flow smoother with that. All right, state.
Judge, so we are asking that you deny all of his applications and sentence him to 12 years in the prison and the aggravated robbery cases, and then 5 years in the prison on the collision case. Your Honor, I do appreciate in reviewing the PSI that this defendant did somewhat take responsibility for his actions. And he did enter into a plea, and his role was taken to account in the plea bargain. That's why he's given a top 12 post, because he took responsibility and because he's not the person that had the fire. And the evidence that was stipulated to, he's acting with 2 co-defendants, and they were engaging in burglary of vehicles and local businesses in San Antonio over on the far west side. And basically they were going and pulling door handles and seeing what they could get into. And an uninvolved innocent bystander tells him to, hey, knock it off. And his co-defendant points a gun in that person's face and tells him to get the fuck out of here while he is receiving property from the other co-defendant. Your Honor, he was already on felony probation, and this court has given him an opportunity to rehabilitate himself and be a productive member of society. And he has failed to do that. And if the court were to grant his applications, he would fail to do it again. Based on, and then also in the collision case, he's driving recklessly, crashes into somebody, causes them an injury, and then he doesn't turn himself in for any of this. SAP has to go and get him out of his house. So he can take responsibility in that regard, but in the PSI he did, which I appreciate, but we are asking you to deny his applications and send it to 12 years.
All right.
Judge, I think that the state has actually hit the nail on the head. He is extremely remorseful, and I think that the court can see that in the PSI, which is kind of unusual. You don't really see that level of remorse or taking responsibility for actions in my experience anyway, in these PSIs. I think this has been a tremendous wake-up call. I think that the family has rallied and is stepping up to take some responsibility to make sure that he can stay on the path. He has definitely gotten off the path. There were definitely people that were hurt as a result of his actions, and he is very sorry for that. I think that he has had a bad time in jail, and I think that this has shown him that he cannot go down this path, that he cannot be with these types of people, that he needs to live in his Smiley, Texas with a population of 500 and get his GED and go to classes and get a trade, and go to work and stay on the straight and narrow. And I think he needs his dad, who appears to be a very strong father figure, to be in his life and to keep him on the straight and narrow and make him a productive citizen. And I know the court will have a number of programs and things to assist him with that. And I think that he is receptive to all of that. And so we are asking the court to grant his deferred adjudication, and to run it concurrently and to keep him on probation in his evading case. And in the
When a judge says you're not a good candidate for probation, it means they've decided supervision in the community won't protect the public or help you. That's a judicial judgment about risk.
alternative judge, then we're asking for the lowest possible sentence that the court could deliver.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, I want you to know that I've heard all of the testimony. I've internalized everything that has been said. I just don't think that you're a good candidate for probation. So in cause number 2024 CR 007176, the court will revoke. The court is finding for true. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Gustavo Perez. This is the run concurrent with 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011311C, 2025 CR 011309A. Our request to the therapeutic community, and there's to be no residing with minors. Did you review the document in that case entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
You do have a limited right to appeal in that cause number based upon the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And cause number 2025 CR 011309A. Court is going to deny your motion. Court will find you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. This is the run concurrent with 2024 CR 007176, 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011309A, 2025 CR 011311C. Taking consideration 2025 CR 0133, 2025 CR 011310C and 2025 CC 009777. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Court will sentence you to 12 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. Restitution, if any, to Shamari Moore. There's to be no contact with Lincoln Gage Mertens, Oscar Carvajal Jr. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing under that cause number?
No, I don't believe so.
In that cause number, did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And cause number 2025 CR 011311C. The court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 12 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 007176, 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011309A, 2025 CR 011311C. Take in consideration 2025 CR 011310C and 2025 CC 009777. There's to be restitution, if any, to Paul Hike. Court will recommend the therapeutic community. And there's to be no contact with Lincoln Gage Merchants. And that cause number, is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry, there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon.
Just the other thing is that we asked for a no contact order with the other co-defendant, which is Oscar Carvajal.
All right, and no contact with Oscar Carvajal. And no residing in households with minors.
Is there a fine on that one?
No. And that cause number, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, sir.
All right, because it's a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And cause number 2025 CR 011020. Court will find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 007176, 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011309A, 2025 CR 011311C. Take in consideration 2025 CR 011310C, 2025 CC 009777. There's to be no contact with Lincoln Gage. I'm sorry, Lincoln Gage Mertens and Oscar Carvajal. There's to be restitution, if any, to Mia Alaman and Sandra Marin. And the court will recommend the therapeutic community, no residing in households with minors. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I know it's a lot of time and you're very young. When you go to prison, do not become institutionalized. Go there, keep your head down, try to get your degree. I will tell you, I've had clients before, and the best certification you can get, it may have changed, is welding. Because with welding, they get paid a lot of money. It'll be something that you'll be able to support yourself on, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
I need the reset.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the dismissals for you.